There's only one place to start tonight. I have to take you back to last Saturday at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. In the ring, Amir Khan and Argentina's Marcus Maidana. What a fight, what a night. Let's have a quick listen to a bit of the action from the fight's truly amazing 10th round.
In his last contest 4 months ago, Maidana weakened noticeably over the last 3 rounds. And now Khan opens up again, still showing that terrific speed that he built up an early lead with, and now has come back into the contest in the last couple of rounds to dominate. Oh, right hand from Maidana, and he gets through, and Khan is in big trouble. Big trouble for Amir Khan in the centre of the ring. He got careless, and Maidana landed an overhand right, and Khan now is on wobbly legs. Maidana senses an untidy finish here. Another left hook, and Khan is forced to back up. He's forced to hold on. Maidana, another right hand, and Khan now stands virtually still. Maidana now, with 1 minute and 20 seconds to go in round number 10, is firing away. A left hook, a right hand, another right hand. Khan tries to hold on, and still Maidana punches away. And the referee, Cortez, steps in, warns Maidana for punching on the side of the head. But Khan takes another right hand. And this is going to be a long final minute of this round for Amir Khan.
Tell the truth, you thought the fight was over. Well, it didn't get any easier, but he did survive. It was staggering to watch. Now, Amir Khan there, and I really think he was like defying, well, everything, to be honest with you. Now, I caught up with Amir a bit earlier, and I started by asking him if it has sunk in yet.
I have, yeah, you know, it's been brilliant getting home. I did miss home, first of all, you know, because I was away from England for about 12 weeks.
Long time.
But instead of thinking about it, it all paid off. Mandalay Bay, the night was good. Fought a big name in the division who was a big threat. And, you know, I could have took an easy route, but I didn't. I chose to take the toughest guy in the division and beat him. Had a good performance, and I'm happy the way things have gone.
Going into the fight, Amir, I know that you and Freddie had ideas, and Freddie had ideas, and you had ideas. In your heart of hearts, tell me the truth. Did you think it would be the fight it was? Did you think it would be the fantastic slugfest that the fans got?
No, not really. Honestly, I really thought the fight's going to be one of them fights where I'm going to keep him on the end of the jab, like the first and the second round was.
Yeah, of course.
Keep him on the end of the jab, hit him long, and just don't get involved. But to be honest with you, this guy didn't take a step back. Maidana was so strong, and every shot he threw, you could see he's throwing it with venom. He's threw every shot with power, and it's like he disliked me. I don't know why he was throwing them tough, hard shots, man. It's like we had some personal grief.
Do you think lots of people, possibly including me and maybe included you and maybe even Freddie, do you think we underestimated Maidana's boxing skills and we thought he was just a one-punch or two-punch knockout artist?
Definitely. You know, one thing which I heard, I heard today, was that Maidana was a great amateur. He was amateur champion in his country several times, and he was a quarter-finalist in the World Championships.
Okay.
So, look, we didn't know. Look, he's got good boxing ability. Pedigree, you know, he's got a good boxing brain. And we went into this fight thinking, this guy can't box. Yeah. He's not got a good job. He just throws big haymakers. And if he doesn't catch it, he's going to make mistakes. But I think we were wrong. You know, we saw a different Maidana. And I think Maidana's got a lot more respect from me, especially.
Because there were certain things he did where he was kind of reading what you were going to do, and he was putting his feet in position, and he was hitting you with jabs, and I'm sure I never thought you were going to get hit with jabs. I mean, I think he boxed, if you want my opinion, I think he's a much, much better fighter than any of us thought.
Definitely, I think he's a better fighter than we give him credit. And like I said, he even caught me with his jab, and, you know, I got caught a lot in that fight, and you could see he did his homework, because he was making me miss and then catching me as I was coming in, and the little mistakes I do make, he was capitalising on them. Sure. And I have to give Maidana a lot of respect for that.
Now, when you dropped him at the end of the first round, Amir, you've dropped a lot of people, amateur and pro. Did you think that was it? Do you think that he can't take more than the round now? Did you think that in your head?
Yeah, when he went down after that knockdown, I didn't think he was going to get up in the first place. I thought
for about 2 days.
I don't know, man, exactly. But he went down, and I could not believe it. The facial expression he made was like he'd been hit by a truck, man. And he got back up again, and I couldn't believe it when he got back up. But then I wanted to put the pressure on. I caught him with a few combinations, But then the bell went. I think the bell saved him. If that bell didn't go, if it was another 30 seconds or 20 seconds in more in that round, I think that fight would have been over. But you know what? I'm glad that fight wasn't over, because I proved a lot of people wrong. I proved, you know, in that fight that I got a good chin. I could take a shot and I can keep focused all the way, and I can do 12 rounds.
Well, you had to prove it in the 10th round, because he put you under tremendous pressure, and you showed everything. You showed resilience, you showed heart, you showed bravery, you showed some defensive skills to get through that round. How hurt did he have you, Amir, or was it just the fact that he kept on catching you?
You know what it is, Steve? You know, when I was in that 10th round, I remember getting caught with a good shot, and I took a step back and recomposed myself, and I knew this guy's going to come rushing at me again and try finishing me off, because he's caught me with one good shot. It's a natural thing that happens with fighters. You know, when you catch your opponent with a good shot, you want to put pressure on him and catch him with another. You just get this energy from, I don't know where you get it from, but this energy comes from nowhere, and you try to finish off your opponent. But the thing was, I was okay all the way through that fight, even that round 10.
Sure.
I was okay. I just thought, look, I'm going to step back, recompose myself. This guy thinks I'm hurt, but I was never hurt. You know, not once. I thought I was out of the fight, or I was out of control, and I had everything under the manners, really. But I just took a step back in that round, because I didn't really want to get involved. And say if I got caught with another shot, as bad as that, maybe then I would have been hurt. But why give it a risk?
Absolutely, and what you did, Amir, is you used your brain, you used your maturity instead of your old fighting heart, which would have meant you'd have dug your toes in and maybe taken something a bit more serious. Now, let's talk about afterwards, exactly. Amir. People that know a lot, you know, some of the biggest names in the sport are talking about this as an all-time great fight, an all-time great 10th round, a brilliant opening round, a fantastic debut. You personally, because I know that, you know, you're close to your family, and you're a normal kid. I know you got, you know, a nice few quid now, and you know you have a great life, but how do you deal with it? All of those accolades when you know, because you're still going to have to sit down at your mum's table tonight and obey by her rules.
You know, yeah. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a normal kid who lives still with the family. I've built myself a new house, which is not far from where I live, and you can see my new house literally from the house where my mum and dad live. But I'm a normal guy. At the end of the day, you know, I'm never going to change in any way. My feet are firmly on the ground, and you know, right this minute, you know, I've got HBO at the house.
I heard this proper film, not for sport, for actual HBO channel.
That's right. They want to film me like a mini documentary, because they just find it fascinating how a young Muslim kid who lives in Britain, who's chased his dream and achieved it. So, you know, they're here for that reason. But like I said, you've known me since the Olympic days and the amateur days, Steve. You know, I'll never change. That's one thing about me. I love boxing. I know it's a tough sport, and boxing doesn't let me change, because I know how tough this sport is.
Now, how long will it be after you've sat down and relaxed and spent the festive season, the break, the holiday time with your family, with the HBO crew? How long before you sit down with Azif, with your father, with Richard Schaefer and Oscar De La Hoya at Golden Boy, the people at HBO, and maybe have a look at next year's fights? How long will that be? I'm not going to ask you for a name, but when might that be?
Yeah, it's going to be very, very soon, because I want to be out back out training camp around February time.
Cool.
So to do that is I want to fight around I think April.
Cool.
That's what I want to be. I want to keep active. I want at least 3 fights a year. So to do that is, you know, fight in April, maybe fight in July sometime.
And then another November, December.
And then have a long break, and then after Ramadan fight in December. So yeah, we're looking at, I'm going to speak to Richard maybe end of this week, and so he can get the ball rolling, and speak to HBO and Sky, and then hopefully we can get the next fight announced.
And how many names are on Amir Khan's shopping list for next year? How many names? How many fighters?
There's a few names. You know, I want to fight the best out there. You know, there's the Mosleys out there who would like to fight.
Good one.
There's Marquez, who's another big name. There's you know, we know about Victor Ortiz. He's another opponent. Then you got the winner of Damien Alexander and Timothy Bradley.
Big fight.
I want to fight against to unify this division. And then in the future, you know, in the next 12 to 15 months, I think the likes of Floyd Mayweather or bigger names up there in the pound for pound ratings, because, you know, I think I've got the style, and the excitement and the explosiveness to fight those fighters, because these Madanas are different fighters really, because they've got a different style. They come walk forward, they wear you down. But with the Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, it's like a game of chess.
Yeah.
It's like the amateur days when you have to think about things, not make a mistake. And they're the fights I love. They're the fights I love being in. When you have to think about them instead of going in there and fighting with your heart. The last fight, I had to think about it and fight with my heart, because this guy was
That's the way it was.
such a tough guy.
Yeah.
That's the way it was, yeah. But, the future's looking exciting.
Fantastic.
Sometimes I have to pinch myself and think, is this really happening? Because, if you think about it, since the defeat, when people started doubting me, so much has changed.
And you can understand.
5 fights since.
And Amir, you can understand why people are doubting you. I mean, if you get stopped in 54 seconds, people are entitled to doubt you.
Exactly.
They're
People
entitled
start
to,
saying, this kid's not going to be the champion that he is. And that in a way motivated me, because it made me go at the gym and train harder. And I think, to be honest, at that time I needed something like that, because I was getting too confident. I was laying back too much. I was not training as hard as I should have done.
Good boy.
And when that happened, it was a big wake-up call. And that's the reason I moved from the gym in Bolton and Salford and moved to the Wildcard in LA.
Listen, Amir, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Incredibly honest. Say hello to all your family and your people for me, and we'll see you in the new year.
Definitely. We'll see you in the new year, and thanks for talking to us.
He's always so honest, Amir Khan. You're going to like him anyway. What a year 2010 has been for him. But let's finish, because we played a bit of him getting bashed up in the 10th. Let's finish with Amir by going back to Las Vegas last Saturday. And this is 5 Live's Mick Costello with the end of the fight.
Last half a minute for Khan. He lands an uppercut, but Maidana now takes a deep breath, and a big right hand from Khan. They're together, locked together, far side of the ring. Maidana's cornerman imploring him forward, and Khan finishes like a champion, opens up with a 6-punch combination and moves away towards his left. The bell sounds at the end of 12 torrid rounds for Amir Khan, and he has done enough. He built up an early lead, came back in the middle rounds, survived a torrid onslaught in rounds 8 and 9 from Maidana. A test of his chin it was, and he's come through successfully to defend his world light welterweight title for the 3rd time in the hardest fight of his career. Amir Khan is still champion, we're sure.
Amir Khan was still the champion. It was fantastic. Brooke Conroy sent in an email. He says, how great it was to see Khan finally prove people wrong about his punch resistance on Saturday. He's certainly no Gatti. I think he was trying to please the fans too much. And if he'd have stuck to his jabbing, moving and carefully working the body, he would have looked even more impressive, because I reckon he would have had the Argentine out there inside the first half of the fight. Well, that's basically, Brooke, if you were listening, what Amir said. By the way, Brooke's a massive Kell Brook fan. Kell Brook being on a shortcut in theory to somehow fight the man. I could see that happening. I really could. And I got one coming here from Manolo Passin. He says, Bunsey, can you congratulate Khan on his win over Maidana? I certainly did that for you, Manolo. I had to do that. And can you also ask him if his win dispels the ghost of the Prescott loss? I think so, although there was an element in the 10th round that he was trying to prove that his chin was great, and he doesn't have to do that. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if he got a bit of a telling off from 1 or 2 people for giving a bit too much excitement. That's the way it works. You have to remember that. And now